The Super Bowl has been around for 54 years, so the question today is which one of those Super Bowls is the #1 Cinderella story? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Crew Condition. My name is Joe and I love to talk about sports way too much. With that being said, feel free to join me in the comment section down below and give me your thoughts on today's video. So the Super Bowl has been around for 54 years. Now, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you my top 5 Cinderella stories. That pretty much means I'm going to give you the top 5 feel-good endings to a season that resulted in a Super Bowl championship. I'm going to give you these rankings from number 5 all the way to number 1. Now, if you agree or disagree with me and this list, again, it may not be the right one, but I want to hear your opinions. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's have a good friendly discussion. So let's get started. Coming in at number 5, I have the 1990 New York Football Giants. Now, the Giants finished off this regular season at 13-3, and even though they had great players like Phil Simms and Carl Banks and Lawrence Taylor on that team and were coached by Bill Parcells, this team really wasn't anyone's choice to be able to win the Super Bowl because it came during the middle of the San Francisco 49ers dynasty. The Niners had already won 2 straight championships, and they were the media's choice to win it all for a 3rd straight year and get that 3-peat. Now, the reason why this team makes this list is because, in Week 15, their starting quarterback in Phil Simms goes down with an injury and is lost for the rest of the regular season. And, lifetime career backup Jeff Hostetler steps in. Now, Hostetler was a 3rd-round quarterback picked out of Hofstra. It didn't take until 5 seasons for him to get his first NFL game action at the quarterback position. Now, Jeff finally was able to get his opportunity when Phil Simms went down, which is ironic because of the fact that during that time he had already decided that he was done with football. His family, he was going through some issues with his family. He kept being pulled out of games by Bill Parcells, and he really didn't feel that belief. But finally, though, he was able to get his opportunity, and he made the most of it. Not only were they able to beat the Bears, but he was able to lead the Giants to a victory over the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC title game to end the 49ers 3-peat. From there on, they were able to go to the Super Bowl, and they were to upset the Buffalo Bills when Scott Norwood missed a potential game-winning field goal that would have given Buffalo the victory that ended up giving the Giants a 20-19 victory. Now, this story, to me, was a feel-good story just because of the fact that, again, Jeff was a career backup. They were able to win with another backup at the running back position in O.J. Anderson. A lot of people didn't believe in those 2 players, but they were able to have their team rally together, stick together, and be able to just shock the world on 2 separate occasions. Coming in at number 4, I actually have another New York Giants team. This is going to be the 2007 Giants. Now, this Giants team was very different from that 1990 team because of the fact that they were coached by Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning, both that had failed to meet expectations at the time. The Giants, even though they finished at 10-6 during that season, looked pretty mediocre at times. They started 0-2 and got thrashed by the Cowboys and the Packers, but everything seemed to come together for the Giants when they went all in for the win Week 17 against the then undefeated Patriots that were going in for a 16-0 perfect season. Now, even though the Giants lost that game 38-35, they gained a lot of people's respect and put the world on notice. The Giants were able to go on the road and beat the Buccaneers, beat the Dallas Cowboys, and beat the Green Bay Packers en route to getting to the Super Bowl in a rematch against the, again, then undefeated Patriots. Now, the reason why this game is such a nice feel-good story, again, was because you had Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin, a lot of people were discussing about firing him that season, and Eli Manning, again, the younger brother of Eli Manning, has fallen short of expectations. They were able to administer possibly one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Super Bowl when you look at the team that they beat. They beat an undefeated New England Patriots team who many consider to be one of the greatest football teams of all time. That and the way that the Giants were able to seal that win was this crazy Eli Manning pass where he just lobbed it up and an unknown player in David Tyree was able to what we now call catch the football in the helmet catch. Coming in at number 3, I have the 1968 New York Football Jets. Now, this is an interesting one. This was played in Super Bowl III, where the New York Jets, quarterbacked by Joe Namath, was a big deal for the Jets, and during that time was a little bit too cocky. Again, no one really took the Jets or really the AFL at the time very seriously. They were going in against a team that a lot of people thought was very unstoppable, and the week of the game, which is why this game makes this list so high, was that Joe Namath went out and delivered the words that would impact this game a lot, and that was Joe Namath giving everyone the old famous guaranteeing victory over the then Baltimore Colts and the Johnny Unitas football team. So not only did the Jets go out there and play the game, but they scored one of the biggest upsets in NFL history. They were able to upset Johnny Unitas and those Colts, and the Jets were able to take home the Lombardi Trophy with a 16-7 win over those then Baltimore Colts. Coming in at number 2, I had the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Steelers were 10-6 that season, and no one's pick to be able to win the Super Bowl, especially because the Steelers need to win 4 straight games just to even get to the playoffs as a 6th seed, and no 6th seed had ever gone on to win the Super Bowl. Now, the Steelers were quarterbacked by Ben Roethlisberger, who was in his 2nd season, and what really made this a feel-good story was because this was Jerome Bettis' last run. The team wanted to win for him. Every single time the Steelers would play leading up to this year, it was just deemed a failure because they would get thrashed or lose in the biggest moments. Bill Cowher was the coach then, would fall short time after time, year after year. And what would happen this season for the Steelers, though, it all changed because they went on this fairy tale run and became the first 6th seed to not only make it to the Super Bowl without having a home playoff game, but they were able to win 21-10 against the then league's highest scoring offense in the Seattle Seahawks. And what was more magical about this moment was the fact that Jerome Bettis was able to retire on the podium, hoisting that Lombardi Trophy that he solely craved. Coming in at number 1, I have the 1999 St. Louis Rams. Now, the Rams finished that season off at 13-3, but the reason why they're number 1 on this list was because of the fact that they were coming off a terrible 4-12 season the year before. The Rams went on to lose their starting quarterback during the preseason, and up came in Kurt Warner to take over that starting role. Kurt Warner now was known as a grocery store clerk. That's how his story started, and then went on to play some arena league football, and now at that time was propelled to be the starter. A lot of teams really questioned whether the Rams could even win 4 games, but what would happen after that was just simply magic, as we got the greatest show on turf. This Rams football team averaged 33 points a game at the time, and were able to not only just steal the show, but they went on and just lit every single person up. They went through the playoffs. They were able to win a couple entertaining games. Then went on to the Super Bowl against the Tennessee Titans and were able to put an end to the Titans season. They won 23-16. And what was, I guess, the most glorious thing, or one of the nicest things you can see, was Kurt Warner seen from his start in the point where he was in life, and to end that year hoisting a Lombardi Trophy, where a lot of people before the season even started was counting them out, didn't believe in him. He showed people what true hard work and dedication could equal to, and you saw that picture of Kurt Warner hoisting that Lombardi Trophy, and what was a real emotional moment. I think it was fantastic. So there you have it, folks. Those are my top 5 Cinderella stories in the Super Bowl era. If there's one that I missed, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. If you agree, feel free to let me, again, in the comment section down below, and just have a good, friendly discussion. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave it a like. And if you enjoy content like this, feel free to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.